Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and we're going to a brewery that I've seen these around online, and I was very surprised. Don't know why I do that a lot in my videos. I'm not a white supremacist, so it's okay. I might look like one, but I'm not. And yeah, I was really surprised that I saw this beer in Co-op, my local Co-op of all places, and my Co-op especially has a little local range. It's primarily beers from like Yorkshire and Manchester, some of the more real ale companies, as opposed to the the in-trend craft breweries, you should say. But that being said, these guys do have quite a following, and you'll find them on a lot of the websites like eBrewer. And yeah, so we're going over to, don't know if I've already introduced this because it's take two of this video because I did a massive fuck up. But we're going to the First Chop Brewery, and we're looking at the AVA, which is a hoppy blonde ale, clocking in at 3.5%. So there's a look at the artwork. Cool artwork based on typography. It's got that sort of like 70s look to it, even in the colour scheme. But yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what hops they've used. But yeah, apparently these are like the brewery to go to if you want your gluten-free beer. So and yeah, they've even got that sort of badge of honour sort of thing on the label. But yeah, really cool looking bottle, and there is just a plain gold crown. So without any further ado, let's get this one open then. Let's see what we get. So I'm wondering how hoppy a beer like this would be. Anyway, using my new tumbler. And there we go. So beer in the glass then, and that is actually a slightly hazy golden ale. It's definitely got that golden appearance. Sort of has that sort of like Helles / Pilsner look to it, but with just a little bit of haze in there. And yeah, nice slow steady carbonation. It's sort of like a faint colour, but it's bold as well, depending where you actually hold it in terms of the light. And beer poured with about just under a finger's worth of like sudsy white head. So yeah, certainly looks like an interesting drop. Let's see what we get on the aroma. You do get that citrusy hop character. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to be, but it's not like in your face. It's not a powerhouse of hops or anything like that. But it's slightly more pronounced than you would probably get from just the typical like session gold or blonde ale. Yeah, it's got that sort of like sweet lemony character, as if you've like sprinkled a little bit of sugar on it. I'd hazard a guess that there's maybe something like a Cascade or a Centennial in this one. But yeah, lovely crisp golden malt aromas as well. It's just a beautifully balanced beer. There's like maybe even like a hint of a slightly spicy lemongrass. Yeah, very summery. You can just imagine yourself like crashed out on a field somewhere. It smells really good actually. I have to give it a taste. Cheers. Oh, it's bitter. Straight away, as soon as that beer goes into your mouth, you're hit with actually quite a pronounced bitterness. Which, of course, with the style, you do get that. But yeah, it's a little bit more powerful than you would expect. It's definitely a lot more hoppier than the style usually is, without being excessively so. Being at 3.5, was it? Yeah, 3.5. That body is quite light. Has that sort of like slightly deflated? That's not the right word, but I'm sticking with it. Like when you've got like sparkling water and you've been drinking it for a little bit, it's not as gassy as it used to be. So it's got that ever so slight wateriness there. But yeah, citrusy fruits, a little bit of a sugar sweetness in there as well. Has that sort of like ranch fruit pastel or Haribo sort of sweet flavour to it. Yeah, very crisp, very light, very refreshing. And you know what? It might be a little bit thin for some people, but as a session beer that you could just knock back one after another for a good few hours. Yeah, this is a good beer to session on, I'd say. I mean, not completely my cup of tea, I'll admit, but it does make a change from like the really old school sort of golden and blonde ales that you get your hands on. So with that in mind, I think that'd be a good like transitional beer for like with Christmas coming up as I'm recording this. Yeah, you do a little beer box for someone. Yeah, pop that in, and yeah, I don't know if you've seen that, but considerably hazier now that it's all in there. And that head's been reinforced now. It's almost like a completely different beer when you look at the head, a bit more creamy almost. Let's have one more sniff and taste, just see if anything's changed. A little bit more bready, as opposed to hoppy or biscuity. Again, it's like a slight fruity yeast character coming through now that it's all in there. And that hot bitterness, probably because my palate's adjusted to it. Not as in your face in terms of the bitterness, which when it's all in there, mixed all about, it's actually even more easy to drink. So yeah, a spot on session strength ale. It really, really is. And I can't really think of too many things to complain about with it, to be honest. Is it one that I'd go to time and time again? Probably not. I'd probably look for a little bit more of like hoppiness on the flavour. But that being said, yeah, it's a completely different ball game when you compare this beer to something that you probably pick up in a bottle shop. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it makes for a refreshing change, and it just shows you that you can be somewhat old school, but take beers into a more contemporary, on-trend direction, and deliver something that's going to appeal to like the old school sort of like camera drinkers, and then of course something that a craft beer drinker mid-session just to cleanse the palate before they move on to like another impy stout or smoked barley wine aged in a terrapin shell or whatever. It makes for a good experience, and beers like this, perfect for a beer and a burger. You know what I mean? That sort of cuisine. And I don't know why it's reminded me. It's like a real ale version of Beavertown's neck oil. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, I think the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm actually appreciating it. So in terms of a rating then, on the first chop, AVA, Hoppy Blonde, 3.5%. Yeah, not bad at all. I'd happily give that an 8 out of 10. It'd be interesting to have this on cask or keg as well. Not sure how it's served in the pubs. Just see if there's any major differences. Yeah, not a bad beer at all. So if you've tried it, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you've tried anything else from the brewery, excuse me, then leave me thoughts and recommendations in the comments as well. Check out the brewery. If any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed it, their links are going to be down below also. And yeah, 3.5%. It drinks like a 3.5%. It feels like a 3.5%. But it's got the flavour and character to back it up. So even like critics of that sort of beer, I think you'd get something out of it. So definitely give it a try. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this review. Check out my Golden Blonde Ale playlist down below, as well as my Real Ale playlist, and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer review. See you guys later.